All right, so I got a little Echo chainsaw here. It's a CS306. And basically what was happening is I'd start it and run it, but as soon as it would start fine. As soon as I'd take my hand off the trigger, you know, where it's supposed to idle, it would just die. So something was wrong with the idle, with the idle adjustment. So I looked at all these videos. They're talking about highs and lows and all this other stuff. Basically, what I did, I didn't mess with the highs and lows. All I did, there's a little throttle screw, T screw in there, little Phillips head. It's kind of way inside there, so you got to make sure you have a Phillips head that's kind of thin that'll get all the way in there. I took off the air cleaner so you can see basically that throttle screw pushes in this little thing right here. There's a little spring. So I was having a hard time figuring out if I was making any adjustments at all. Basically, I couldn't tell. I didn't want to go too far or make it, or unscrew the thing all the way out, mess it up. I don't know if you can, but so I took off the air filter so I could see what I was doing. Basically, what I did, you turn it clockwise as far as you can, all the way in until you see that little spring compress. That increases the idle when you turn it clockwise. Then I started the saw, and when I started it, I took my finger off the throttle and it was still running, but the idle was too high. The chain was moving. So what you're supposed to do, once you get it running, and so now instead of it stalling, now the idle's too high, what you do is you just go counterclockwise, nice and slow, until the chain will stop moving, okay? Once the chain stops moving, according to the instructions, you're supposed to turn it another quarter turn further counterclockwise, and that is where you're supposed to adjust it to. You can fine tune it. If you'll notice, if you go even further counterclockwise, you'll notice that it'll start to die. So then you might want to turn it back up again. But so that's all I did. That solved the problem. Just got to put the air filter back on. One thing I realized when I was working on it, this oil was dripping out everywhere, the bar oil. There's a little adjustment screw on the bottom of the chainsaw. You can see it. Let's see. Little adjustment screw right there. That's automatic oil for the chain, and you'll notice it's got a minus and a plus. That screw is a little flathead screw. It's way up inside there, so you need like a very little flathead screw. Goes up inside there. Another thing I figured out, you can only turn it a quarter turn. The screw inside there, you basically turn it all the way clockwise, quarter turn, and no oil will come out. And then turn it all the way like that. Now it's full oil coming out. So I just try to find the spot in the middle. Hopefully it won't drip out so much, because it's too much oil. Anyways, that was another little thing I figured out while I was working on this. So hopefully that helps, and good luck.